You take that first hit, it's all bets are off. All bets are off. The cage is open, the monster's out, and he's on your back, and there's no getting him off.
It's a craving that haunted Wanda Banfield for half her life.
I started smoking crack in 1988, and it took me to a place that I never wanted to be. I did things that I never thought I would ever do.
Wanda's life was a stark contrast to the childhood she spent on her parents' farm in Plant City, Florida. But even then, there were signs that something was wrong.
I felt like that something was missing, and that there was something inside that wasn't right, and that I didn't fit in with the other kids. I was very hurt. Kids used to make fun of me. They called me names. And it hurt. So I found that by drinking and smoking pot, that hurt went away, it numbed it.
From the beginning, her drinking was out of control.
I would have somebody bring liquor to school, and I would be drunk before first period. I had my first blackout probably the second time that I drank. I started acting out, and I ran away, and I was just a mess.
At 18, Wanda found a new escape.
I married the first man who asked me, because I never knew what it was like to feel love other than from a parental aspect, you know? Because I didn't think I was pretty, I didn't think I was worthy.
She tried to drown her insecurities down at the local bar.
You know, the old saying, the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. I thought that, and so I let that marriage fall apart so that I could run the streets and do what I wanted to do. There was a void inside of me, and I was searching for everything on the outside to fill that void. And so I began to get into some harder drugs, cocaine, speed, uppers. When the cocaine quit working because I was using such large amounts and it was actually burning a hole through my nose, somebody said, well, here, try this. And it was crack. And crack became my demise.
All she cared about was her next hit.
I hurt a bunch of people. I don't understand why, but it seems that when you're enthroned in drug addiction, you love your family the most, but they're the ones that you hurt the greatest, you know? And I began to lie to my family and use them for money to pay the bills, because I couldn't pay the bills because I'd done smoked up all the bills.
Many days, Wanda slept in her car. Her addiction controlled her every move.
I couldn't turn it around. I could not turn it around. I went through 7 rehabs, 7 drug treatment centers. I tried detox, I tried drug rehabs, I tried everything available, but nothing would stop it. I would just go right back.
Eventually, her drug habit destroyed a second marriage. She was charged with organized fraud for scamming businesses out of money for drugs. She spent 5 months in jail.
Probably the first 10 days I slept when the fog began to clear, and I began to realize, you know what? You are 40 years old, and you are way too old to be going around this mountain anymore. And I knew that I wanted a different life. I was so afraid that my parents were going to have to come pick up my body in a morgue, and it would be that, you know, she got killed behind crack cocaine. So I began to cry out in the jail cell, and Marion County Jail is not the cleanest place in the world, and it didn't really matter. You know, I was dirty with guilt, I was dirty with sin, and I was dirty with shame. And so I hit the floor, and I just raised my hands, and I just said, Lord, you've got to do this for me. I do not want to die. I do not want to die. Can you please help me? You know, can you take away this craziness that goes on between my ears? And I just asked him to please take away those thoughts. Please take away the desire to use this drug. I don't want it anymore. I don't want it. I don't want it. And if you could just come into my heart and save me, I'll do whatever it is that you want me to do for you. If you can just stop this craziness. And on that cold jail floor, there was just a warmth that came in, and I felt it from the tips of my toes all the way up to the back of my head, and that hole that was empty now was filled, and I didn't feel empty anymore.
Wanda picked up the Bible and couldn't put it down. She finally believed the truth about the love and total forgiveness found in Jesus Christ.
And the relationship was what I had longed for. That's what was missing all those years. That was that void. That was that hole. The fact that after everything I'd done, he loved me anyway. It's amazing. You know, his mercy, his grace.
A few months later, a judge allowed Wanda to finish out her sentence at a residential drug treatment program. And Wanda has been drug-free ever since. She says God has given her a new life and a new marriage.
I've married my best friend. He is truly my soulmate. And I believe that when God put it together, he put it together for real.
She and her husband, Paul, share the freedom found in Christ with those who are bound in addiction.
If you're in addiction, or if you're in alcoholism, or whatever bondage that you're in, if you're in something that is bigger than you, and you've tried everything that you can to get out of it, and you just don't see any way out, there is one way out, and his name is Jesus.